everyone, welcome to our channel
A Couple in Germany.
So we make videos related to life, travel, study and work in Germany.
If you are new to this channel, then do consider subscribing. Also, you can follow us on Instagram where we post regular updates about different topics in Germany.
So lot of IT professionals ask us like how to get jobs directly from India.
And also, most of them have families, so the next question is that even if they get a job, is it possible to bring their family along with them?
So today's video is all about this. So we have very special guest Nishan who recently got job directly from India.
So thanks a lot, Nishan, for coming to our channel, A Couple in Germany. And before we start with the questions, the entire process, we would like to know more about you. So can you please tell us about your educational qualification? What work experience did you had in India, and what are you doing right now in Germany?
Hi Advait, thanks for the invite. So my name is Nishan Madhavan. I am from India, and I have completed my bachelor's of technology in electrical engineering, and I worked as a software test engineer in India for 6 years, and after that I decided to move to Germany, and here I am now.
The common perspective that people see when they are especially in the IT field is to target countries like US, for example. So what was your motivation behind choosing Germany?
In Germany, I see there were a lot of job opportunities, and on top of that, the infrastructure is good and the healthcare is too good. And with the German visa, you can travel around Europe and you can work anywhere in the Europe. So there were a lot of perks, and the climate here is good. So basically, the opportunities were huge, and the healthcare is too good, and the education is free. So there were a lot of benefits I see in Germany, and it's easy to move to Europe than to US. I have a couple of friends in Germany, especially in Berlin. So I spoke with them about what is the average CTC and how would the company hiring process would be, how tough the visa process is. So I did those researches, and then only I came to conclusion that I should try in Germany.
Right, fair enough. So let's come to the process, like how you have got this job in Germany from India. But before that, let's speak about what was the strategy for your job search. Like how did you target the companies? What were the specific roles you were looking at?
So I'm a software QA engineer. So as a QA engineer, I have targeted only the QA jobs in all over the Germany. And what I did was I created a resume. I created a cover letter, but I didn't use the cover letter much. But anyway, I was applying only with resumes. So in as a EU standard, I have created single page resume, and I applied in LinkedIn all the time. People were suggesting me other sites such as Zinc, and I don't remember, there were a couple of sites, but most stepstones, and most of the job was in required an language proficiency, but LinkedIn was the only one where it did not ask for where it had both German as well as English speaking jobs. So I concentrated only on the LinkedIn, and I would say I applied around 600 to 700 job openings in a span of 20 days. And believe it or not, only 3 of the companies I got interview call from. And by 600, I mean 600 English speaking jobs, and only 3 of them I got selected. So I had around 590 rejections, and followed which in the 3 interviews I cracked one of them, and here I am.
Well, 600 to 700 applications is actually quite a lot. That is like, yeah, but that I would say from my experience is the usual case here as well. Not 600, 700, but even for someone who has studied in Germany has to do a lot of applications. So one more question I would like to ask is that did you create like a list of companies which you felt like had more opportunities in your field? Did you target openings in specific cities, or how was it?
So what I did was I chose Germany, and I had a filter, like in LinkedIn we have filters for jobs, job alerts. So what I did, I created one filter for Berlin, one for Munich, one for Frankfurt. Likewise, for all the cities in Germany, I have created the alerts. And every day morning, I open the alert and see what are the new job openings, and I will research about the company. If it suits the profile and stuff, I will apply for it.
You said you applied to 600, 700 companies in a matter of 20 days, but when was it? Like, when did you start this job search process?
I started this job search process in December 25, 2021. And since it was I mean, the time no one will be in the office in the Germany, because due to the Christmas and the New Year. So I took that time to apply and prepare for the interview. And as I planned, at the mid of Jan, I would say, I got 3 interview calls scheduled.
Before moving to the time when you got like the call for interviews, when you got rejections and you got fairly large number of rejections, did they also mention what was the reason for rejection, or if they didn't mention, did you follow up asking them what was the reason, what could be improved?
No, basically what I feel is they would just say that we found a better match, or maybe we are not moving forward. It will be vague, it will not be more specific. It might be due to they are looking for someone from the EU or in Germany, because they have to go through the visa process and stuff. Even though it takes less effort from their side, usually some organizations prefer people who's living inside the EU. So it's not, but I didn't follow up. Somebody would say like, we will store your data for future, and if there is any future openings, we will contact you.
So you mentioned that during this December Jan period, when most of the companies here in Germany had holidays, you spent time to prepare yourself for interviews. So what was it like? How did you prepare for those interviews, or can you speak about that?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a software QA engineer. So I'm in testing side. So in testing, there are a lot of diversification, such as manual testing. In automation testing, we will automate using multiple languages such as Java, Python, JavaScript. So I prepared I'm very good in Java, but I also prepared for Python as well as JavaScript. And there are a couple of frameworks such as Cypress, and for Python there is a PyTest. So I got familiar with a few frameworks and as well as few languages.
Perfect. So now let's move on to your interview process. So how was it? Can you speak a little more about it?
Yeah, sure. So initially the first round would be HR round. In HR round, they will be asking, why are you looking for this company? Why are you looking for a job from India? And what is it will be more about why are we looking for this job, and why are we trying for Germany. So these will be questions. And in India, usually the salary discussion happens after we get the offer letter. But usually what I saw is, from my experience in all the 3 companies, they were speaking about the package in the HR discussion itself. They'll be like, this is the maximum amount which we can allocate, are you okay with it? So once we are okay, then only we will be proceeding forward with the next round of interviews. If you are not okay with it, they might cut it off in that way itself. So once you are done with the HR round, there will be technical round. It could be either minimum 2, or it could be maximum go up to 4 or 5. In one of the companies, I had a take home test where they'll be giving me some coding tasks to do. I'll be finishing up all the things that they have given, and on the next face to face Google Meet round, they will be asking about the codes what I have written, and also they will have set of questions, technical questions, and they will ask it. And in one of the interviews, they asked me to share my screen right away and asked me to write a code. So it went around 2 to 3 hours. So you could expect anything, so don't be surprised if they ask you to share the screen and write the code. So it's pretty common here. And so these are the one of two things that can happen if you are in the technical side. And once you pass the technical side, you will be talking either with CTO, CEO levels, and you will be like talking with higher management. There will be a management questions, it's a behavioral round, like what would you do if you are in this situation. And if you are testing, if a tester, if you have a problem with the developer, how do you handle the situation? These kind of questions will be there, and followed which there will be one more round with the CEO. So it will be a casual round, about it. It won't be very technical, it won't be very managerial, it will be like understanding each other, what is our motives. So once we are crossed everything, then they will be HR will be releasing the offer letter. But once we are went through and we are okay with everything, the offer letter will mention like how many paid leaves, how many vacation days, how many hours you have to work, what are the other perks that they provide. Once we said go ahead, they will release the contract. So once your interview starts, you can expect at least very bare minimum 4 to 5 rounds. It could go up to 8 rounds.
So you spoke about the interview process in a lot of detail. So I have few questions with respect to each of these rounds. So first of all, with respect to the HR round, you said the most common question that you encountered in all the three companies was like, why do you want to move to Germany from India, and why are you looking for jobs from India? So what was your answer?
So answer was the thing which I said earlier. The Germany healthcare benefits is good, and I get to travel a lot in the EU countries, and the opportunities were a lot. And there were a lot of opportunities in the EU. In generally, the work-life balance is good in Germany. So these are the things which I said. Four things.
Now, for technical, you said that some company asked you to share your screen and you had to write the code. So, was it like a pseudo code? Were they expecting you to write like a working code which you have to run on some environment? How was it?
Yes, you have to run the code and you have to show them. They will.
Okay.
There are a lot of online uh, code editing tools. So they will just open whatever. If you have an IDE installed, you can choose anything, but you have to run the code and you have to show them.
One more question is that after the behavioral round or in the behavioral round, uh, did you ask any questions, any specific questions to the company about your role, about the package perhaps, or something like that?
Not about package that is being done in HR round. So what I asked to them is like, if I get selected in this position, what is the next position which I can target in the company? And if it's a, let's say I'm a QA engineer, and do you have a senior QA role? And if I move to senior QA role, what are the roles and responsibilities, and what is the probability? And after that, what would be the hierarchy to move forward? And pretty much these kind of questions. And if they ask more about technical, I would say what are the technical exposure which I will be getting, and these kind of stuff I will be asking.
Tell us the time frame. So, like when you got the email from HR that they are interested to interview you, and the day when you got the contract or you signed the contract, how long did it take?
Okay, so I applied for my current organization on December 27th, and I got the first interview call on Jan 20th around, and I signed the contract on Feb 14. So it took around 25 days.
And it took like somewhat close to 2 months for this entire process, right from application till getting the job contract.
Yes. But what I'm saying is like for some people, a few of my friends are trying for more than 4 months, but they are currently not able to get an interview. So we have to create a solid resume and a solid cover letter, and let's say if there's specific keywords in the job description, you have to modify your resume a little bit. Then you have to apply for the jobs. That would be really helpful in getting shortlisted for the interview.
Once this interview part is done, you got the job offer. Now let's come to the visa part. Did your company assist you in the visa process, or like did they sponsor you the visa, or you had to apply? How was the case?
So when you are applying from India and you get an offer letter from Germany, there are two ways that you can process the visa. One is the fast track process, where your employer will get a pre-approval letter from a German government, and with that you can apply for the visa, and that is a very quicker process. But for this process, company will have to spend 400 euros, and they will have to go behind a lot of people to get it done. So if they really want you, I mean, like if they want you fast, they can go via fast track process. By this fast track process, you can get a visa in couple of months, and that is how my company processed for me. And the second way is they will give an offer letter. They will give one more document called EZB. It's an acronym for it's like a declaration of employment. With these two documents, you can process the visa by yourself. You can go and apply in the VFS, and once you get an appointment, you have to take a bunch of documents, whatever it's like college degree certificates, your experience letter, your resume, and you have to take everything. You have to go to the VFS and you have to process your document. So this will take around minimum 3 months, or it could go up to due to COVID, the situation is crazy, and sometimes people are it's taking around 5 to 6 months for the visa to process. So there are two ways, either company can process, and or you can process it by yourself. If the company really needs you, they will process it. Otherwise, they will let you do the stuff.
But what kind of visa is this? Is this a blue card visa or a normal work permit?
It's a blue card visa. If you're coming under an engineering category, they would usually say STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So if you fall under any one of these category, and they will process you a blue card visa.
Now, once you had the clarity about the visa, the next question that comes into mind is that the biggest problem in Germany is to find an accommodation. So, did your company also provide you like relocation expense or accommodation assistance?
Yes, they did provide relocation package and some assistance, but
Uh-huh.
usually I had to search for the accommodation. So it was really tough, especially after the war and the COVID situation. So we usually get the temporary accommodation. So from India, once you move to Germany only, you will get the permanent one. So I used the search website called Wonder Flats, and I got a temporary apartment from them.
But most of our followers or subscribers on YouTube, they ask us like they have their family, and if they apply for a job, can they bring their family like wife, kids along? So how was this in your case? How easy was this process, or what all extra documents were required?
It was very easy, I would say, because I have to take all my documents, and along with it, as I'm taking my spouse, I have taken the marriage certificate and her college degree certificate and her passport and stuff. That's it. There are only 5 documents needed for my wife, and that's it. Moving with the spouse is easy, but once you go to Germany, and if you process the visa separately, the family reunion visa, that will be taking a lot of time, and that's a very hectic process, you know, right?
So now let's talk about the visa interview process. How was it?
Visa interview process was very easy. As I said, it was fast track process for me. Even if you are not going via fast track, you are taking all the documents. You will just take the documents. If you are going via fast track process, you will be directly going to the German consulate, or if you are going via normal visa process, you will be taking all the documents to the VFS, and they will verify all the documents, and they will, if there are any document missing, they will ask you to send an email, and that's it. They won't be asking many questions. Maybe they will ask something like where are you going to stay, in which accommodation you are going to stay. That's it. You don't need a language proficiency. Since you have an offer letter, it suffices much. You don't need an German language proficiency, neither your spouse need it.
So, Nishan, we got a lot of information about this entire process of how you can find the jobs right from the job search and how you can come to Germany. So, what would be the take home message that you would like to give our viewers who are interested to come to Germany for a job?
So what I can say is, if they are a technical person, they can, the language is not needed, but then only the 20% of the entire job market in the technical side does not require German. But if you know German, you can apply for a lot of jobs. That is what I felt. First thing, edit your resume. Like if you see 10 job openings, everything will not match your resume 100 percentage. And nowadays the resume is being processed by an tool, and only once the it crosses the tool, then only it gets shortlisted, then only HR takes a look. So I would say, if you see a job opening, read the job description and see if your resume is 100% match. If it's not, edit and resume, then apply. I know it's like when you apply for 10 to 15 jobs a day, it will take like 1 to 2 hours, but there is no free lunch and we have to go through this to get shortlisted. So once you're shortlisted, be prepared. Don't be like, uh, well, I'll prepare only after I get the I get shortlisted for the interview. It could be take too long. And yeah, pretty much that's it. And if you are like say, let's say in testing, like if you know with the Java, don't stop with that. Learn all the frameworks that is possible. It might take couple of months. Prepare well and be ready for the interview. And that's what I would say.
Right. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Nishan, for your time and for explaining all these things elaborately. So, thank you very much.
Thanks, Advait.
So if you have watched the video till here and liked it, so do like our video. And do not forget to share it among friends who are looking for jobs in Germany.
If you have any questions regarding the whole process, then do write us in the comments below, or you can also DM us on Instagram. So that's it for today's video, and we'll see each other in the next video. Till then, bye!